Okay, it's just a few little words I'd like to cover here. I haven't got any special notes at all, but then again, what I've got to say really is pretty straightforward. In fact, in our industry, we call it a no-brainer. Right? It's an all-win-win situation that our club has got to offer. Our company has got to offer our club. Now, this what I'm about to explain was also explained quite similar to our council members quite recently, and the council members then suggested that, of course, that I explain it at a regular meeting, which I'm doing today. Now, this offer, which I think is quite a good offer, really, for charity, and I've got to explain first of all how it came. In fact, one other person on that committee is Jim, and I know Jim has already endorsed this, and perhaps afterwards, if I could ask Jim just to explain that endorsement, what he's already explained to me in writing. And where we're at is that I think most of you know the company that I belong to, and it's owned by myself and my son, and my son's the managing director. And this company is in the IT industry and has grown quite rapidly and quite profitably over the years. And as you also would be aware, that the company also contributes quite a bit to charity, and it's a very charitable-minded organisation. But I need to explain one of the missions and how the growth of the company came about. And it's one of its mission statements, which is with its customers to show our customers how to reduce their costs and to increase their efficiency and productivity. And that really has been truly the secret success of the growth of our company, because it has always consistently done that. And some of the companies we have are quite large. In fact, one of them's in the top 50. Now, well, bearing in mind that mission, I want to reflect back on what our government had enticed us all to do quite some time ago with BT. I remember a time when BT, it took a month or two to even get a telephone put on, because it became a Goliath of a company, and it needed competition. Now, we probably all know here that competition was incentivised by our government for other companies to supply telephone services, such as telephones and then also telephone lines. Now, you'd wonder how a company can actually do that when BT have already got the infrastructure there with all the telephone lines. So I need to relate to something that you would all realise, and that's your electricity that goes into your home. I need to explain this little story to you before I come to this offer situation, because you need to understand it. That with your telephones that go in, the electricity that you use in the homes at the moment, you'll find it's quite easy to switch from one supplier to another. Well, you're not actually switching from a supplier to another. What you're supplying is you're going to companies that have bought a lot of time of electricity, and they're selling it back to you at a cheaper rate than what their competition would be doing. Well, our government incentivised us to actually do this about 7 or 8 years ago. We as a company, we invested quite heavily into communications called Ignite Service Provider Limited. And all that investment has now been paid for. Now, what we actually do, we get all this time off of BT, and we give it to our customers, our business customers, a reduced cost, along with an account manager to help them to show and make a profit at the end of the day. Well, what happened was, you remember a month or so ago when I was explained about our website, and I also explained about a Rotary Club in Wales, where a member there actually created a template, of which Jim sends off every year £50 to them, and that goes into all Rotary clubs now that use that template, goes into a charitable fund. In fact, they put it into a foundation. Not that I'm suggesting we do the same, I like to see charity at home. But nevertheless, it's a foundation. And already he's received just over £500,000. Right, so based upon that concept, when I explained this to my son, he said, well, we could do the same and set up something, and so here's what the offer is. At no cost, right, I'm suggesting that our club opens up another account, and all without any outgoings, only incomings. And them incomings will be coming from our company. Our company will put that and build up that charitable fund. And how will it do that? It'll be achieved by you guys, your businesses or your employers or your business friends, that actually takes on the switching of the telephone services away from BT or whoever the supplier is, to Ignite, which is one of our companies. And that profit that's there, which I've got to tell you guys is quite substantial, that profit that's there will be shared between the charitable fund which Jim has set up. That's basis of the proposal. And it's for you guys to think about now and talk about, I hope. And there is great potential in this, because if we can make that successful here in this club, we can roll it out. Because the mechanism that we have at work now, all this investment that we've put into it is all paid for. Everything is automatic. And it will. And so we're prepared, as long as it's a business account, we're prepared to offer this from a small one-band show to a massive organisation. That's the offer, guys. Thank you for that talk.